video we are gonna talk about something very simple, very basic, but very important, and this is how to properly wash your face. I'm gonna tell you also what products you should use based on your skin type and what products of course you should avoid like pest. Hi everyone, my name is Luisa. I am a cosmetic chemist and the founder of Luisa Cosmetics Lab. I have my own brand of skincare, and if this is the first time you see me, welcome. I'm very happy you are here. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you want to learn about the science and the business behind cosmetics. Back to the topic of the video, why it is important that you learn how to properly wash your face. The reason is that making a mistake in washing your face does not only mean that your face won't be washed clean thoroughly, but also that you might be actually damaging your skin. This happens all the time when people are using products that are formulated with very harsh ingredients. And by the way, just because you read on the packaging it says gentle, it does not automatically mean that the product it is really gentle. So I want you to focus not on marketing claims or what you read on the packaging, but I really need you to focus on the ingredients. So the very harsh cleansing ingredients are those that are so-called anionic surfactants. Don't worry if you have no idea what they are. I'm gonna have a list for you, so you can take this list and you can you can see the ingredients in your current cleanser and see if it's harsh or not. I have to say that anionic surfactants are not inherently bad. They are very effective in cleaning, they work very well, they cut the grease a lot, and so they might be okay. They are perfectly fine within reasonable use when it comes to the body. However, the face, the skin of the face is way more delicate, so they can be a bit harsh, especially if you have sensitive skin. There are other kinds of surfactants that are still effective while being a lot more mild. And I'm gonna give you another list of these ingredients. These are the ingredients that you should be looking for into a cleanser. Now, I want to point out that actually there is only one or probably one or two cleansers that I actually recommend. This is because in my opinion I have very sensitive skin, and these two are the only ones that actually do not make my skin feel like I'm stripping away oil. This is number one, a micellar water, which is an extremely diluted cleanser, and number two, an oil cleanser. When I say oil cleanser, I mean something that can be made with botanical oils, but it could also be made out of fake oils such as silicones. If you have oily skin, definitely go with the silicone one, while if you have normal skin or dry skin, you could benefit from an oil-based, typical oil-based one. So it's not just the surfactant that can be harsh on the skin, it is also the water. Many households have water that is hard, meaning that when I say hard, I mean in terms of pH, which can be too harsh again for the skin. So it's not just about the cleanser that you use, but it's also about the fact that you need to rinse off this cleanser using water, and doing this every day in the long term is gonna result into dry skin. Some people they don't do it just once a day, but they actually do twice a day or even 3 times a day, that for the skin, that is not sustainable. Again, you will end up having dry skin. Do not trust everything beauty company says, because they are fully aware of this. And they do provide solutions for dry skin. These are the solutions that we all know, which are moisturizer. But just stop for a second and think, are these solutions really what you need, what you're looking for? I don't think so. I think the first solution to the problem of dry skin should be to prevent this dry skin, and you can prevent dry skin by using micellar water instead of like I said, a regular harsh cleanser that you need to rinse off with water. Micellar water is a very diluted cleanser. It is true that it's made of water, of course, but it's not the same water as tap water from your house. So it is distilled water that has a proper pH, neutral pH level. It does not contain anything that can be damaging. Plus, micellar water most of the times are enriched with other active ingredients that can help with skin hydration. For example, I don't know, hyaluronic acid or niacinamide, okay? Micellar water does not need to be rinsed off, which again means that you are skipping and avoiding using water from the faucet, which again can result in dry skin. Okay, so now let's talk about products more in detail. I'm gonna give you some recommendation and what to do in each case. So we have seen what you should be avoiding, okay? Now let's see what you should be looking for. Let's start with the normal skin. Normal skin, I mean, nobody really ever says a lot and do a lot of recommendation for people that have normal skin, because they can basically apply any product they want, within, of course, good quality products, but I take that for granted. Normal skin, you can still use the micellar water. It's gonna be the best cleanser in my opinion. You can also feel free to use oil-based cleanser. For example, in my case, I really like facial oils. I also like oil balms or balms. I also like oil to milk cleanser and all that. So you have normal skin, feel free to really go with every product you want. Even if you have normal skin at this point, I do not recommend you use one of those foaming harsh cleanser that I was mentioning before. As a general rule, remember that the more a product foam, the more aggressive it is on the skin. Anionic surfactants are those that foam the most, and so this is a very basic rule, easy to remember, that you can apply every time you try a new cleanser. Okay, so now let's move forward with oily skin. Yes to the micellar water, and this is why I love micellar water so much. It's because it really works for everyone. Oily skin definitely benefits from micellar water. Actually, micellar water is the only cleanser that I recommend for oily skin. You cannot use oil for oil-based products for obvious reason, and you cannot use anionic foaming cleanser, because even though they might feel like they are doing good to your skin, in the long run they are not good, because they strip away all your natural skin oils, and the skin is gonna respond by producing even more oil. So it's a no. I also discourage you from using soap, like bar soap. Those are actually even worse than the cleanser with anionic surfactant, including, and I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but to me, I must include this, the black African soap. It is very harsh. It's just a soap. I know you read online that is good for oily skin, it can clear up acne, but it is good for oily skin, meaning that it strips away all the oil, okay? So the moment you stop using it, the oil is gonna come back triple the time. So I do definitely want you to stay away from that. And the bar soaps, those are just the worst you can use to clean your face. I'd rather you not to clean your face at all, or just use water, okay? But never touch a bar soap again in your life. Just for your hands maybe, okay? Not even for the hands actually, but I don't know. You got the concept, I guess. Lastly, we have the sensitive skin type, sensitive and or dry. Again, I'm sorry, I know you hate me, but the micellar water works the best for this skin type too. So the reason is that for dry skin it works amazingly well because you don't have to rinse it off first, which means that you are gonna use less water. And also micellar waters are enriched with hydrating ingredient that you are gonna leave on your skin because you don't rinse it off, like I said, so they can really help you tackle dry skin. It is perfect for dry skin, for sensitive skin as well, because honestly the formula of a micellar water is made around 80-90% of water. This is also why it's a very cheap cleanser, okay? At the same time, don't get me wrong, it is true that it's made it has a high percentage of water, but there are diluted surfactant in it, and also, like I said, you can find allantoin, ceramides, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, all humectants that are really beneficial for skin hydration. And conversely, if you find these active ingredients into a regular cleanser, do not even bother to buy, because they don't have the time to act if you are rinsing off the product within 10 seconds. So these active ingredients make sense when we talk about something that you leave on, but they do not make sense into a rinse off product. They are just a waste of your money. So please keep this in mind when buying product. As far as micellar water, I sell a micellar water, but this this video is not an endorsement of my product, even though I think it's good. I was saying good things about micellar water even before I actually created my own, so this is unbiased. If you don't want to buy my micellar water because you don't like me, fine, but still use micellar water. And the very good one is the one from Bioderma. You can have the version for acne prone skin, you can have the version for sensitive skin. They are very close, so I mean, even if you buy the wrong one, it's not gonna make it's no big deal. But just to tell you what to do. As far as oil cleanser or to remove makeup, I really like the Neutrogena oil-free makeup remover. Oil-free means that they do not use botanical oils, which means that it's still suitable for oily skin. What they use is a mix of silicones, which are very lightweight and do not give you that greasy appearance as botanical oils can sometimes do, like coconut oil or olive oil. We know they're very, very heavy and greasy as oil, so definitely your skin is gonna look shiny if you use that. Always remember that you need to apply the makeup remover first, and then you're going to apply the micellar water, okay? Do not do the opposite. It's because by doing this, the micellar water will also be able to remove some oil residue from the makeup remover, okay? This is it for this video. Let me know in the comments how you wash your face, and let me know if you actually learned something from this video. If you did, if I was able to change your perspective on skincare, please share this video with a friend so we can spread the message. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching me, and I see you in the next one.